Hello watchers and welcome to Disney Dollhouse issue 51. So as always, let's have a flick through the magazine. So in this issue we're going to be working, we're moving away from the basement and working on the staircase framing for the frozen hallway. And we've also got a bookcase and to make some books. So here are the instructions for the books. We did make a book earlier for Cinderella's room, so I'm imagining it's the same principle, or maybe not. I could be wrong. We shall see in a moment. So further instructions as well, because there's different sizes of books, I believe. And then about putting the framing for the staircase together. And we'll have some bits left over for the next issue. So then all about the Beast Library, which is the thing that sold me on the Beauty and the Beast movie, even as a child. This captured my imagination and started off my whole architecture sort of journey, I suppose you could say. This was the pivotal moment as a child that made me go, ooh, yes, buildings. I want to make them beautiful. So yeah. So I'll enjoy reading that in a bit. Then we've got the usual blurb and what's coming in issue 52. Ooh, we're getting quite a bit of a staircase for the frozen hallway that'll lead to the second floor, because it won't be long before we start building the second floor. Well, the first floor, the second floor if you're American, because you don't do ground floors. Then we're getting some shelves for Alice in Wonderland and some more jars of jam and some more Tweedledee and Tweedledum cups and saucers. So, yeah. So, I think I'm going to tackle the small job first, which is the staircase. So in this issue, we've got 4 of these off cream coloured, I suppose you could call them, pieces that need to be sticking together, and this will form the casing to go round the edge of the opening from the basement to the ground floor, and they won't glue it into place. Right, so there are slightly different on a couple of them. For instance, the shorter ones, there's a smaller piece and a fatter piece. And I think these two are basically the same. Yeah, these two are the same, but they need to be laid a particular way. So they're calling this a vertical frame, piece A, which is the fatter one, not the thinner one. So that's the fatter one and this is the thinner. So that's what they're referring to as vertical A and vertical B for the thinner one. So the first one, we want to pop some glue on these tabs here. And then they're going to slot together in that way. Like so. So when it comes to slotting the horizontal beams on, which are these beams that have got a thicker bit sticking out, the thicker bit needs to be on the bottom, although I've got a funny feeling we're going to flip it that way when we come to put it together. Am I correct in that? Oh, no. No, I'm not. No, I am not. Okay. Ignore what I've just said. So, instead of clicking it together like that, you need to flip this bit that way up. So the bit that's sticking out slots in there and creates a perfect join. So let's pop some glue on there. So I'm just going to use a toothpick because it is a smaller bit than what we have been working with. Just like so. And then slot him in. Make sure it's pressed together. And of course remove the excess glue. And then we want to slot the other horizontal beam which again, this sticky out ridge at the top needs to go at the top. And then it'll fit together like so on there. And then need to get the thinner vertical piece B and pop him into place as well. It doesn't matter which way up you do this one because A is smaller, so it doesn't have a thicker part. So it doesn't matter which way up, but it does need gluing into place. Pop them into place like so. Ooh. And of course get rid of any excess glue. Now while this is still drying from the glue, I'm actually going to put it into place as well, into the actual model, because while it's still drying you can then move it around, otherwise it's going to be quite a tight fit. So all you need to do for that is basically glue around the edges and then we'll pop them into place. Yep, so when slotting this into place, the ridge bits need to go on the top because it'll sit on top there. Then also the smaller vertical beam needs to be this way because it acts as a step. So it just simply slots in. And then slots down. Yep, it shouldn't interfere with the drawer underneath. So just make sure that's all pressed down around the edge. And then that is it for fitting the stair below, the framing. So that's it for putting the framing in there. The other piece that we get for this issue is this wonderful railing piece here with all the details, and that literally is just going to slot in all these little holes along there like so. But that just looks so finished and so nice from there. But we're not sticking that in this issue. They want us to do that in next issue, I think. It's so, because I think next issue we're putting the staircase here. So I think they want us to stick that in first before we put those in. It's same with the coving pieces. We've been given 2 coving pieces, a shorter one and a longer one. These are for this back wall up here. The short piece, I believe, will go there. And the longer one will go probably there as well. But again, because of this notch here, that'll be where the staircase again goes. So they don't want us to stick these in until we start doing the staircase. I think we stick that one in first. And then the staircase goes in and then we stick that one in. So again, don't stick those in yet, just in case they want us to do anything different. So we save those for later as well. But now, let's pop this back because we're done for the main model for now. So then the next part through this magazine is some bookmaking. So they've given us a whole bunch of book covers. We've got some yellow, some green, some deep burgundy, some red, and a blue. And then a whole bunch of this, what is this? Stiff white cardboard with some cutouts in it. So we'll see how those all go together in a moment. But then we've also been given Beauty and the Beast bookcase, which is very nicely done. It's just plastic. There's no reason, there's no assembly required. But we've got some nice little detailing and moulding on this, which is rather nice. It is tiny when you compare it to Mickey's bookcase. I mean, it just looks like it's for the wrong house, you know what I mean? Even the thickness. It's absolutely bonkers. I know this is more of a display case, but still, it's, you know, it's a bit mental. But anyway, let's get on with some bookmaking. So we're going to need a pencil, a ruler, and a cutting blade of some sort. So a scalpel or a Stanley knife or a, you know, craft knife. Yeah, so these two are to make the bigger books, and then these two are to make the smaller, to make the smaller books. So let's focus on doing one of each, basically. And all we need to do, first of all, is just draw a pencil line. So basically match all these lines up. So we start by doing the long ones first. And doing the smaller ones as well. And then doing the same on the little one, but we've only got one horizontal line, because these are smaller pages for the smaller books. So after you've drawn your lines, we then need to cut all these out with a scalpel. Now this is quite thick, stiff card. I know it's tempting just to press as hard as you can and cut down, but that's how you get really jagged edges. I think I need to change my blade as well. I'm going to start with a fresh blade. So we'll start with the bigger ones first. So again, taking your ruler and then going across. Let's do, yeah, vertical ones first. So just keep going over in passes, as opposed to just trying to cut really hard in one go, because you can hurt your hand and also break the blade. But once you've got a few passes, you don't have to keep using the ruler. There we go. And what you need 3 of these for each book, for each big book anyway. So then again, we go down and get the smaller pieces. So what we're going to do is glue these together, one on top of each other, to form a block, because these will act as your page blocks. And the reason why they do them individually rather than giving you a piece of material thick enough is that when you look on the sides, it actually looks like pages of a book rather than just a block. So what glue should I use? I'm starting to lose light as well, which is not good. Big rain clouds coming. So I'm only going to do one of each size just to show you, and then I'll speed it up. Otherwise I'm going to run out of daylight and probably battery life. Now I know wood glue takes a little while to truly set, but I like A, it dries transparent, and B, it gives you time to wiggle. You know, if things aren't quite in place, it will give you time to put things in place. So once you've got all your blocks, you can do them all in one go, or you can do them one by one like I'm doing. But I'm just doing this for filming purposes. Otherwise I would just go ahead and cut all of these in one go. So to get your covers, it's the same principle of just cutting round the edge. They've got all these little black lines to show you the cut marks of where you need to cut. So again, just going down. And then again cutting all them out from the paper, and then we've just got one like this. And then they want you to fold, because on each one of these there's 2 lines to create the spine. So you want to very carefully fold along that blue line as best you can. And then do it on the other side as well. So then you've basically got a triangle. So it'll stand up basically on its own, any which way you pop it up. And then the book pages are going to go inside like this once we've peeled them off. Now it does say on the magazine, if the pages are too big, like they stick out of the book cover too much, you can sand them down with a bit of sandpaper, or even to get a perfect edge. But I don't like having a perfect edge, because to me big old books have got little bits of paper sticking out, so I prefer that rough texture. So you can adjust them if you need to. Now the other thing we need to do is peel off the back of this, because this is a sticker. And then line it up as best you can on the sticker, and then take off the other, peel off the next bit, which is the spine, and then squish that down, and then squish it down. Now we've got one big book. Now I know you could say, oh well, I could just skip folding the spine. You can do, but the whole point of folding it actually helps you to place the book cover correctly. It's a lot easier to stick the sticker down if you do fold them, so I advise not skipping folding the sticker before sticking it down. But yeah, that's actually really nicely done. We've just now got a lot more of them to do. And there we have it, another little book. So in terms of size, it's just a little bit smaller at the top, but then that way Gives a bit of variety. They look really nice next to each other actually. Nice, nice, nice. So again, it's a case of just repeating that with all the bits that you've got. I believe there's more than what will fill up the bookcase, but you can always make stacks or little piles or just save them if you lose them or anything like that. And just like that, with the magic of editing, we've got all the books done. I've filled the bookcase, as you can see, and then we've got all these books left here as well as some extra covers as well. So there's some spares if they get some faded or damaged or whatever. But I do think we'll be using these books for the other bookcase, because if we look here, you can just see the bookcase at the back there peeking out there, and then I think that's the top of another one there. So maybe they'll give us some more book stuff as well, but I think there's enough there to fill the bookshelf again. So I think that's why they've given us lots this issue, so we do them all in one go. But time shall tell. So yeah, that's it for this issue. It was quite a big chunky one because of obviously all of the books. I'm looking forward to the next one, to seeing the staircase going. I can't wait for that. But yep, thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.